Welcome to BookTone, where every book whispers wisdom. In Chapter 5 of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, titled Mental Healings in Modern Times, Dr. Joseph Murphy brings us from the world of ancient healing temples and mythic rituals into the present age, showing that the subconscious mind's ability to heal, transform, and create is just as real, active, and potent today as it was thousands of years ago. This chapter serves as a compelling modern testimony to the mind's creative and restorative powers, offering case after case of individuals who experienced profound healing through the power of belief, suggestion, prayer, and inner visualization. Dr. Murphy begins by explaining that our subconscious is like a universal law. It acts upon the beliefs we hold and the images we consistently feed it, regardless of whether those beliefs are true or false, constructive or destructive. The subconscious, unlike the conscious mind, does not argue or analyze. It accepts what is presented to it with repetition and emotional intensity. The key idea here is that belief is the mechanism through which the subconscious is programmed, and that healing takes place when new mental impressions are consistently impressed upon it. Murphy supports this point by offering stories of people healed of physical ailments simply through affirmations and faith, including those who had no hope from conventional medicine. One woman, suffering from a malignant growth, affirmed daily that every cell of my body is full of divine life and energy, and eventually experienced complete healing. Another person used visualization and the constant repetition of phrases such as "I am whole and perfect now" to cure themselves of chronic pain. These aren't presented as miracles, but as natural consequences of aligning the conscious and subconscious mind through repetition, emotion, and belief. Murphy explains that even modern science acknowledges this principle through the placebo effect. Patients who believe in the efficacy of a treatment often improve even when given an inactive substance. This proves that belief alone, when deeply held, has physiological impact. He then introduces the concept of mental movies and suggests that visualization is one of the fastest ways to impress healing ideas onto the subconscious. For example, if someone is battling a heart condition, they should picture their heart strong and healthy, feel the vitality pulsing through their body, and mentally live in the feeling of perfect health. The subconscious cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one vividly imagined. It accepts both equally, which is why repeated visualization paired with feeling leads to real-world transformation. Murphy then dives into the subject of forgiveness and its role in mental healing, explaining that harboring resentment, fear, or guilt sets up destructive patterns that the subconscious replicates in the body. Emotional pain, when repressed or fed by chronic thoughts of hate or fear, often manifests as physical disease. He shares how people who were stuck in chronic illness began to heal once they forgave others and themselves. The subconscious thrives in harmony, and healing happens when the mental emotional environment becomes one of love, peace, and acceptance. Even in modern therapy and psychosomatic medicine, doctors are increasingly recognizing that long-term illnesses can often be rooted in long-held emotional wounds, traumas, or toxic mental patterns. Dr. Murphy argues that modern healings, whether through hypnosis, spiritual therapy, or even autosuggestion, are all examples of the subconscious at work, regardless of whether practitioners use religious language, scientific vocabulary, or psychological models. The subconscious is impartial. It responds to the quality and consistency of thought, not to religious labels or rituals. Another significant point Murphy makes is the importance of avoiding contradictory thoughts. If someone affirms health in the morning but worries all day about their sickness, the mixed signals confuse the subconscious, which then produces minimal or delayed results. Therefore, he recommends discipline and consistency, stating your goal or affirmation multiple times a day, especially in the drowsy states just before sleep and upon waking, when the subconscious is most receptive. He also points out that emotion is the delivery system. Saying "I am healed" mechanically produces little effect. but saying it with feeling imprints the idea much more deeply. Chapter 5 is rich with real-life stories. People cured of tuberculosis, arthritis, skin diseases, even heart conditions, not by external medicine, but by changing their mental blueprint. One man who lost his job and suffered depression used autosuggestion to repeatedly say, "I am guided to the perfect position. I am prosperous and free." He visualized himself signing a new employment contract and working in an uplifting environment. Within weeks, he attracted a new opportunity far better than the last one. Another case involved a woman with crippling arthritis who began to speak to her body lovingly every night, mentally bathing her joints in healing light and saying, "My body is relaxed. My joints are free and smooth. I move with ease and joy." She repeated this daily with deep emotion and eventually experienced full recovery. These examples serve to drive home the truth that what we say to ourselves consistently becomes our experience. Murphy then shifts focus slightly to address fear and worry as mental poisons. Fear is nothing more than thought focused in the wrong direction. And when fear is chronic, the subconscious begins to materialize those fears into the body. He teaches that fear must be replaced, not fought, with love, faith, and constructive mental images. You cannot suppress fear and expect to be free. You must override it by focusing on the opposite. A fearful person might affirm, "I am filled with divine confidence. I trust the wisdom of my inner mind. I am always safe and protected." Over time, the subconscious accepts these affirmations and begins to replace the fear with calm. The chapter also offers a simplified method for the listener to use. First, clearly define what you want: health, peace, love, success. Second, state it as already true in a calm, positive statement. Third, repeat it often, especially before sleep. And fourth, visualize the result and allow yourself to feel the joy and peace of its reality. Then let go and trust that your subconscious is already at work. Don't dig up the seed with doubt, water it with faith. The chapter closes by reinforcing that modern tools like prayer therapy, visualization, affirmations, hypnosis, and positive confession all work because they interact directly with the subconscious. Whether the healer is a doctor, a minister, or a motivational speaker, the process is the same: instilling belief, expectation, and emotional alignment. Dr. Murphy urges the reader not just to admire the theory, but to apply it. Start small. If needed, try healing a headache through calm affirmation. Try attracting a solution to a small problem. Try visualizing peace before a stressful event. With each success, your faith in the process will grow stronger, and you will unlock greater levels of personal power. Murphy concludes Chapter 5 by stating that mental healing is not magic, but law, universal, impartial, and predictable. What you sow in your mind, you reap in your life. Your subconscious is your silent partner in all things, and when you learn how to communicate with it deliberately, life becomes more joyful, peaceful, and healthy. So whether you're seeking physical healing, emotional renewal, or spiritual awakening, the answer lies within. Begin with thought, nurture it with belief, and live as if it's already yours. And now, with this deep insight from Chapter 5, we invite you to explore this power in your own life. Don't just listen, practice. The subconscious is always listening. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to BookTone, where we explore the life-changing truths hidden in the pages of timeless books. Until next time, keep listening, keep growing, and keep believing.